See, we're live. Okay. Welcome back to Mr. Taper's Barber Life, where we talk all things barbering, business, and culture. Everything that keeps the industry sharp. Today, we're taking it to Harlem with a true icon in the game, Denny Moe, a master barber, shop owner, and community leader. Denny Moe has built a legacy in the heart of NYC, shaping more than just hair. He's shaping lives. From the streets of Harlem to the top of the industry, his journey is one you do not want to miss. Let's talk legacy, hustle, and the real barbershop experience. This is Mr. Taper's Barber Life with Denny Moe. Yes, sir. What's
What
going
up? What
on,
up? What
brother?
up? What up? What up?
Hey, man, I know you super busy, so we're going to get right to it. Tell me, can you share the story behind opening Denny Moe's Superstar Barbershop? Like, how did it all happen?
Ah man, listen. I've been a barber for 47 years, and it was so funny because everybody always asked me, because I had such a thriving clientele. You know what I'm saying? Everything was like, bustling, man, and I had
Mhm.
700 people on my books, and over 300 was active. You know what I'm
Damn,
saying? That means 300 people was coming to see me every week, or every 2 weeks, right?
damn, that's
So
crazy.
everybody would always ask me, "Yo, Dmo, when you gonna open up your barbershop, man?"
Uh
And
huh.
I never really thought about opening up a barbershop at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because I thought age 40 was old, I said, because I started cutting when I was 14. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh,
17, 18, 19. So they was asking me, and I'm thinking like 40 is old and whatnot. So I told everybody, when you gonna open up a shop, Demo? Maybe when I turn 40.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? When I
Okay.
turned 40. So I said that about 150 times. And then when I turned 40, I put it out in the universe and God said, I'm not gonna make you out a liar. So
Okay.
I opened up my barbershop when I turned 40.
Okay.
And you
That's
know, the community, Denny Moe community is synonymous, man. You think community, you think Denny Moe.
right.
A friend of mine told me a long time ago, he said, you're a community leader now that you open up your barbershop. And I was like, nah, not me, buddy. I wasn't into politics or none of that stuff.
right. Right.
And, he just was like, it just fell in my lap. I didn't choose it, it chose me. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
always said when I got my barbershop, it was going to be my platform for a whole lot of things and not just cutting hair. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, so when I opened up, I they told me I was a community leader, so I assumed the position, you know what I'm saying? And
Oh,
took it on, I love it, man. I love it.
okay. Well, what inspired you to become a barber? And how did you get your start?
Well, um, I was a natural. I can say that. I was a natural. I was an
Okay.
artist, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't crazy artist, but I knew art, you know what I mean? So
Okay.
one day I was searching through my mother's drawer. Until this day, I can't tell you what I was looking for, man. But I stumbled over a brand new pair of clippers, man, and I was cutting my hair, and the
uh-huh.
clippers was cutting through like butter, man. And I was
Okay.
on my way to a party, and when I got to the party, I cut all my hair like top sides, everything, and I patted the back down because I couldn't see the back.
Okay.
And I went to the party and I got mad compliments, man. And they're like, "Who cut your
Oh,
hair?" I was like, "I did." They're like, "Yeah, right, whatever, whatever." So
wow.
the next day, I was walking to the store for my mom,
Hmm.
and one of my friends was walking the same way. He's like, we was talking, talking, talking. They're like, "Yo, who cut your hair, man?" I was like, "I cut it." He's like, "For real?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'll tell you what. If you can cut yours that good, you can cut me and my son better. So can you come
Wow.
over to my house and cut my hair?" I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And I did it, and I left. It didn't dawn on me. I didn't think twice about it.
Okay.
Then he knocked on my door a week later, and he's like, "Yo, you can cut me and my son again?" I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah." So I did that, and
Oh,
then it hit me
shoot.
like a ton of bricks. This is what I love to do. I really, really, really love cutting hair. It was
Right.
like I said, it was a natural for me.
Right.
And dude, I swear to God, no training, no nothing. I was laying them out, man, for real, for real. Early
Wow.
on, this was in North Carolina. I was in North Carolina at that time. My
Okay.
family. I was born and raised in New York, but my family moved to North Carolina. You
Okay.
know. So
Okay.
yeah, that's how I got started. Like I said, I don't even remember what I was looking for in my mother's drawer, but I found my future. I found those clippers,
Wow.
and I can honestly say, just the day I turned on them clippers, I haven't wanted for anything in my life. You
Wow.
know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's incredible. Well, check it. Tell me what sets Harlem barber culture apart from other cities.
Oh, we were trendsetters, man. I mean, I'm gonna say that I want to think we were, but I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I've traveled a lot, man, and I've seen some amazing shit everywhere. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? Like, I
okay.
think that I think that I don't claim to be the ultimate best. I know that I was good. I know I'm good as hell. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? My bad cuts is somebody's best. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
right.
So I I the thing that sets Harlem off, we we didn't set trends, but we broke them. You know what I'm saying? We
Okay.
made them. We made them trends. You know what I'm saying? Because
Gotcha.
like I said, there's a lot of people out there can cut their ass off, man. And it's not even so much. It's not even so much who can and can't cut.
Right.
My thing is who loves it.
Right.
Love is what's going to get you over the top. Love
Right.
is gonna bring. See, love is a magnet. Happiness is a magnet. You know what I'm saying? When you're doing shit to make
Mm-hmm.
you happy, stuff is gonna gravitate to you. But no matter what it is, I celebrities were calling me left and right, and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I stayed in the barbershop, bro, from 17 to about 21.
Mm-hmm.
Without partying, without going out, without doing anything. I was just honing in on my craft, man. And
Mm.
then, I had a certain amount of customers that came through that was always, guys waiting 6, 7 hours, for haircuts, 8 hours for a haircut, you know,
Damn.
and it was just an overflow of
Okay.
customers. I used to say from 8 o'clock to late o'clock, but I was cutting hair from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2, 3 in the morning, bro, nonstop.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? My boss man used to be like, "Yo, man, you got to sit down and eat, man. Stop standing up and eat, man. Take your time, sit down and eat. They can wait." You know
Right.
how the elders are.
Right.
So yeah, I was just happy, man. I was just happy doing what I was doing, and I'm making money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the '80s, I was bringing home $2,500 a week, bro. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying?
Oh.
$2,500 a week, and the haircuts was like $15, $10. You know what I mean? But I was doing so
Damn.
much, man. I was doing chemicals, I was doing blowouts, I was doing curls, I was doing some of everything, man. And I
Wow.
was loving it. I was freaking loving it, man. And yeah, that's
Man.
pretty much it, man. You just gotta love it. I just say the only thing that set us apart, and it don't really set us apart because I tell everybody I did a show called All Around the World, Same Song, and I
Mm-hmm.
went all around the world going into different barbershops. And
Mm-hmm.
barbers are amazing, man. Barbers are dope ass people, bro. Because I
Mm-hmm.
tell everybody, if you ever get stranded in any city, country, state, whatever, find yourself to a barbershop. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Find your way to a barbershop. I got a guy right now who comes up from New Zealand. He comes all by himself, and you got to be brave, man, to travel like that. You know what I'm saying? So he
Right.
came up to New York by himself, man. He came to the barbershop. We kicked it, man. We hung out. We did this and that. And man, that guy, every time he comes to New York, he comes to the barbershop. We keep in touch via social media. I mean, you know, yeah, I tell you, I can send you some of the videos I did over in Europe and all that, man. And I went
Mm-hmm.
into barbershops and they were all sweethearts, man. All of them, man.
Right.
You
Right.
know?
Well, it's a special bond barbers have. It doesn't matter where
And
you
we
at.
people, man. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
people, we love people. And that's why we're
Right.
able to do what we do. Because if we
Right.
didn't like people and we couldn't stand people, man, you can't be up in there all day long, man, having a captive audience for at least 30 minutes, you know?
Right. Right.
You could I'm pretty sure everybody got somebody that they cut that they really don't like cutting. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But
Right.
they cut them anyway. And that's like whenever you see that person's name on the list, you like, damn. You know what I
True.
mean?
True.
But you do what you do because you're a barber. My theory is to get them out as quick as possible. You know what I
Right.
mean?
True indeed.
So
You know, I first discovered just how big your clientele was what is it, 2008, when we did the health fair, the Denny Moe
Cutting for a
joint.
cure, yeah.
Yeah, cutting for a cure. 24 hours, you were cutting nonstop,
Yeah.
nonstop. And I was like, yo, this dude is incredible, bro. He was
Yep.
cutting. Dude was coming in the
Actually,
shop.
it was a 48-hour marathon,
Yeah, yeah.
and
48
we cut
hours.
sun up to sundown, man. And I want to say this with the as far as the cutting for a cure is concerned, we actually influenced Hollywood,
Mm,
you know, because if you ever saw the movie Barbershop, they
yeah.
did a 24-hour haircutting marathon
Oh, yeah.
to raise awareness of the violence for violence, but we did it for
Right,
health. You know
right.
what I'm saying? So I was like, wow. And they actually came to the barbershop.
Okay,
They
okay.
came to the barbershop to pay homage, man. That was awesome, bro. The whole cast came through.
Wow. And that's another thing. It seems like whenever they need a barbershop, Hollywood needs a barbershop, they come to you, you know.
Absolutely.
What was the first time Hollywood came to your shop?
Chris Rock,
Okay.
he came to the shop and he did good hair, you
Ah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And then we had I mean, these are the bigger ones. We had plenty of people come through to shoot in the barbershop, but some of the bigger ones were where I was able to make some pretty decent money was
Hmm.
What Would You Do came through.
Okay. Oh
That
yeah.
that went hella viral.
Yeah. I
That
remember.
took us over the top at that point. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
And then you
So
had the
you said that made you a lot of money. It was like the publicity or
as far as renting the
oh,
place
okay.
out,
Okay.
as far as
o-
renting the place out, yeah.
Okay.
So we did that, and we did the Queen Latifah Equalizer with the second
Oh.
episode, second season. You
Oh
know, the
yeah, yeah. I saw that.
you know.
Yeah.
So I'm listed not in any listing or anything like that, but I am in a listing, but we the industry is small. It's not that big.
Right.
So whenever they want to shoot in the barbershop, whether they want it big or small, they can manipulate it however they want to. All
Right.
they got to do is rent it out from me for 2, 3, 4 days or whatever they want. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just a location fee to it, and they do what
Okay.
they do.
Okay.
And we're big enough to where they can have tent city in the back of the barbershop, and they can have a bunch of stuff downstairs because we have a downstairs as well where
Mhm.
where they can just store their stuff and
Mhm.
just be back and forth, and
Okay.
it's not out of the way.
Got you. Now that Equalizer episode, didn't they shot up the doors or the windows?
They shot the window out. Queen
Okay.
Latifah shot the window out. Yeah.
Now that was really your window, or they
Now
put
they
up.
took my window out and put the sugar window in and
Oh,
put my
okay.
window back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Man,
it was
that's
pretty cool.
crazy. Damn.
Yeah, they do big things on television, man. They spend a lot of money doing everything, man. Every little thing they do costs money because it has to be great. It has to be precise. Can't be mediocre.
Right, right. Damn, that's crazy. Hey, what's the most valuable lesson you've learned in your barbering career?
The most valuable lesson. Wow, wow, wow. The most valuable lesson.
Yeah. Like maybe a client might have told you, drop some knowledge on you, or just something
Hmm.
you might have experienced, you
Wow.
know,
Most valuable lesson I learned.
and and it don't necessarily.
Um, the most valuable lesson I've learned is everybody's somebody, and kids are people too.
Mm, I got you.
You know what I mean?
I got you. And
Yeah.
I feel where you're going with that because I see a lot of barbers don't cut kids because
Mm-hmm.
they say they too bad.
Don't have the patience.
Right,
I
right.
have nothing but patience, brother. You know what I mean? Nothing
Wow,
but patience.
right. And those kids, they end up being your clients when they get older,
Hey, hey.
you know?
Listen, man. Listen, I'm living off the remnants of the 80s. I
Got
got fathers, I got grandfathers, and I got 3 generations coming to me right now. You know
Wow.
what I'm saying? And you know what's so funny about that?
What's that?
I'm gonna hand them down to my son.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I
You feel
forgot.
me?
Yeah, your son is cutting
Yeah.
right next to you.
Yeah, he's my right hand, man. He handles the barbershop when I travel. I travel a lot, so he's
Okay.
there to hold it down. He takes care of all the financials, the bills and everything. So, whenever it's time for him to move in, put my shoes on, he'll be
Right,
all right, you
right.
know.
Well, speaking of travel, who are some of the celebrities who you've traveled with?
Oh man, shit. T Sweat, Bobby Brown, New Edition, Johnny Gill,
Damn.
um, shit, Tyson.
Okay.
Fuck, man. A whole lot of people, man. A
Yeah.
whole lot. Ali Frazier, Dennis
What?
Rodman. Yeah, man. I did Ali and Frazier, man. I wish we'd have
Damn.
talked about it earlier. I'd have sent you some pictures and whatnot.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, man. Well, I'll still send them to you afterwards. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, like I said, Ali Frazier. Shit, I've worked for a lot of people, man. A lot of celebrities. A lot, a
Do you
lot.
do
I
you
cut.
do you get nervous when you cutting these high profile people?
And that's the sweet part about it, man. When you know what the excuse my language, you know what the fuck you doing, bro. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
Right.
I never got it. You know what's so funny?
What's
There
that?
was a guy, my man called me up. He said, "Yo, D, I want you to cut my man here for me, man. He's in New York right now. Blah blah blah." I said, "All right, cool, I got you." So I went up and cut his hair. He peeled off a stack. He's like, "Is this all right?" I said, "Yeah, it's cool." So it was all good. Come to find out, it was the guy, the billionaire guy who paid for all the kids' school and all that.
Oh, it's
Robert
tuition.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
And I
shoot.
didn't even know it was him. And I think about that every single day now, bro. Because if I knew it was him, I'd have had the elevator pitch ready, bro.
Right,
Ready, ready. You know
right.
what I'm saying? And
Damn.
yeah, man. Shit, man.
How much did he pay you?
500?
Damn.
Yeah, 500. I mean, the
Wow.
most I've gotten paid was $1,500 a cut. Um,
Wow.
I,
Damn.
I traveled when Keith Sweat moved to Atlanta. He didn't have a barber down there at the time,
Uh-huh.
and he would fly me in, every 2 weeks to cut him,
Okay.
and he would pay that amount. And
Wow.
yeah, I used to do a lot of video shoots too. Doing hair for video shoots,
Okay.
and I had a day rate of $1,500. Um, up to 12 hours. Anything after 12 hours is another $100 an hour. Anything over 6 hours after that would be considered another day. So
Okay.
I had my whole shit set up. I
Right.
was I was good. I was good. And, it's good until it ain't good. You know what I'm saying? Because when
Right.
I first started out with the celebrities, it was one shoot after another, one shoot after another. Then they started bumping heads. So I
Ah,
had to start turning stuff down. You know what I'm
oh,
saying? And
okay.
that's when it gets bad.
Got you. Got
That's
you.
when everybody get mad at you.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And you the shit whenever somebody call you up, break company call you up and say, "Hey, can you do this group or whatever for the video shoot?" And I'd be like, "Oh man, I got to shoot in LA at that time. I'm not gonna be able to do it." You know. And then they call you back and say, "Well, can you do it on this date?"
Ah, yeah.
Because they told them they can't do it without Denny Moe.
Right. That's
So they had to um get the
the change
um
change the
change the
shooting date.
date. Yeah, they had to change the shooting date, and I know that uprooted a lot of stuff because I know how it is to shoot because I shoot now, and I
Right.
know what it is to have to change stuff around like that, especially when you have it already etched in stone. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
that stroked my ego a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And
Okay.
it felt good. It felt real good to know that you was necessary like that. But one thing I did learn though, when the artists pull you in,
Mm-hmm.
you can charge those astronomical rates. But when the record company pull you in, if you want a relationship with the record company, you charge them going rates. You know what I'm saying? Because the
Uh,
record company could call me and hire me. I charge them $500-$600 for a day rate. But
Okay.
when the artists called me, I was in popular demand. So whenever they called me, the record company would call me, and the artist would tell the record company to call me $1,500 a day. This is my
Got
day
you.
rate. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay.
But I ain't no fool. You know what I'm saying? If a record
Right.
company's calling me for a gig that don't have nothing to do with nobody, no celebrity, nothing like that, and they calling me for another celebrity, I'll give them that for that going rate. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So you don't want to talk yourself out of no money. I want EDP, every
Right.
damn penny. I mean,
Right.
yes.
That's crazy. So to me, the tools that you use are legendary. And I want to ask you, do you still rock with the Andes Master and the black Andes Styliner? Is that still your go-to clippers?
I've had those clippers all my life, man. I started out with the walls. That's what I found in my mother's drawer. I
Okay.
started out with the walls, and I swore by them shits until the masters came out, and I felt that power in my hand. I was like,
Mhm.
shit, you know. And then cutting with those Andes, what was
Mhm.
it Masters, Andes Masters?
Yeah.
Cutting with those allowed me to not have to use scissors for years. I never used scissors, bro. My shit was precise from the cut,
Mm.
clean. All my clippers was always sharp. I never set no blades. I never did none of that. If the blades wasn't cutting, I'd take them off and go get some new ones.
Wow.
Because what happens is if you've been cutting as long as I've been cutting, you know that the older the blades get, the sharper they get.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And if you if you get some blades, right, that's not cutting right away, you let them blades hang on your booth for a little while and let them run. Get that
Okay.
get that coat off of them. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
just keep on using them. The more you use them, the sharper they're gonna get.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
And
a
yeah, I never adjust blades, man. Never. I ain't trying to be cutting nobody up. You know what I'm saying?
right. Right. So even with the big cordless phenomenon that's out there now, you still just rock with your Andes Masters, and
Rock
it's
with I rock with my Andes Masters, but anything with the cord, I'm
uh-huh.
always gonna use cord. I'll choose cord over cordless any day. I take my
Wow.
cordless though when I'm out of the country.
Okay.
You
And
know what
what
I'm saying?
and what do you rock with out of the country?
Um, just outline is basically
Okay.
I have a device. It's like a battery. It's like a car charger battery
Okay.
that I carry with me because it's portable. It's really small, really really small. I can actually put it in my back pocket. So what I do, I plug my clippers into there and put it in my back pocket. That's my cordless. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Right.
get the full power. I get the full power of the clippers. The battery bank lasts a long time, so
Okay.
it's gonna, I can get 10 cuts out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, the battery bank lasts good, and I have my clippers everywhere, man. With my cords everywhere with my bank, my battery bank.
Okay. You ever had a situation, and I know you probably have, when you asleep, knocked out, and the artist calls you and is like, "Yo, we got to get on this plane, and in 2 hours, I need you at the airport."
My nickname used to be 5 minutes to Showtime.
Oh shoot. Okay.
You know what I'm
Explain
saying?
explain that to me.
Because a lot of times the artists they get backstage and they talking shit and they got all their people around and they doing what they doing. Somebody stick their head in the door. 5 minutes to showtime. Yo, Demo, come, cut me real quick. You know
Ah,
what I'm saying?
okay.
So, and I look around like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shoot.
But I do what I do. Let me tell you something, man. I have people call me 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, man, in the hotel room. Yo, we trying to go to this club, man. We trying to go to this club. I roll right out the bed, man, and go cut this hair, and
Hmm.
go to the club with him, hang out. Certain celebrities don't have respect for security at all. They don't think. It's not that they don't have
Right.
respect, but they don't
Right.
think. You know what I'm saying? Because they up
Okay.
all day and all night. They think you got to be up all day and all night. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
when I'm in my room sleeping, and don't get me wrong, when I was touring, I was a lot younger, and
Mhm.
I used to love that shit, man. I used to love going because every place you went, every city you went to, is like everybody was coming to see you. So you ain't have
Okay.
to wonder if there was gonna be something at the club or something at the party. Everybody was coming to see you in every
Right.
country, every city, every state. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And
Okay.
you know, if you ever go on a tour and you go in these cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you go to these clubs, and then one day you decide you love this certain city so much, and you decide to go there by yourself again without the celebrity, it ain't the
Uh,
same. You know what I'm
okay.
saying? It
Okay.
ain't the same. You'll get a whole lot of rest.
Oh man. Okay.
Straight up.
Damn. So check it. You have been to many, many cities. What's your top three cities that you've been to? What in the
Top
world?
in the world
Yeah.
or in the States.
Nah, in the world.
I like Germany.
Okay.
I've been to Mannheim, Düsseldorf, Heidelberg, um,
Damn.
Frankfurt, Munich. I've been all over Germany. Germany is
Oh,
my stomping grounds.
oh,
Germany's one. Let's do it like this. We're gonna do Europe and then or overseas, and then we're gonna talk about the
mm,
states.
okay.
So over there, it was Germany, um, Germany, definitely Amsterdam,
Okay.
and I'll say France.
Hmm.
London was cool. London was cool,
Okay.
but London's too expensive.
Ah.
France was cool. I liked France to a certain degree. You
Okay.
know, France remind me of down in Soho and shit, you know what I'm saying? Down in the
Ah.
village and shit, you know. It was
Okay.
cool. Here, um, places that I like. Oof. Well, you know I'm a native New Yorker, man. I'm New York to my heart, bro.
Right.
I like Atlanta. I like Atlanta. I think it's
Okay.
gonna self-destruct, but I like it. You
Ah.
know,
Okay. We
I,
got to talk about that.
I like I like Miami a
Oh,
lot,
okay.
you know, and I'll say LA. I dig on LA,
Okay.
you know.
Now tell me why you think Atlanta's going to self-destruct.
You
And
in Atlanta, right?
yeah.
Okay. Save yourself. All right.
Okay.
I I I just
O-
feel like I just feel like, I just feel like everything from New York shifted over to LA. I mean to Atlanta,
Yeah.
and there's a
Okay.
lot of nonsense going on down there. And at some point, it's just not good. You know what I mean? It's just not good.
Mm.
There's some great places down there that I love to go to. You know what I'm saying? I love
Mm-hmm.
it in Alpharetta. I love it in um, downtown Atlanta,
Buckhead.
uh, Buckhead. All that good stuff, man. I love it. I actually love going down there, no doubt about it. But I,
Okay.
I don't know if I was to stay down there, it would have to be in Alpharetta. That's the only place I would stay in that out there.
Okay. So tell me this. If you wasn't in New York and somebody said, I need you to open a barbershop in any city in the world, what city would it be?
Wow, some great questions. Um, it would probably be Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Well, tell me one mistake barbers make when they try to open up their barbershops. What's one mistake they make?
One mistake a barber can make when opening up a barbershop today:
Mm-hmm.
get away from that appointment bullshit.
Really?
Absolutely,
So you
absolutely.
so you against the online appointments?
No, I do online appointments.
Okay.
I'm a veteran. You a young cat opening up a barbershop, man. Let me tell you something, man. First come, first serve, man. Let people come to your door. How many you got? How many you got? How many you got? You understand what
Okay.
I'm saying? Because the
Got
simple fact that how I built my clientele, it wasn't cookie cutter get people out of the barber chair in 30 minutes. You
right.
understand what I'm saying? All the haircuts in my barbershop right now, when you go online, you'll see they allotted 30 minutes. If you want a wash and cut, it's 45 minutes. If you want this and that, it's so, the time changes with whatever service you need.
Okay.
Man, I had a person in my chair for however long I wanted them in my chair. I
Mm-hmm.
dictated that. You understand what I'm saying? And if I didn't back in the days, if you didn't want to cut somebody, you just doodle on this person's head. You know what I'm saying? Cut his
Right.
hair as slow as possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Right.
how it was because the guys the kids would come in the barbershop, right?
Right.
And they'd be like, somebody say, all right, somebody got you next. Don't worry about it. You be next.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't do appointments at the time. We didn't have a television in there, nothing, right?
Okay.
So um, we had a chance to bond, man. We had a
Right.
chance to talk to our clients and get to know them and get to know their families and their ailments and their everything. So
Right.
whenever they came back, it was, yo, how's your grandmother doing? How's your mom? How'd you do? You know what I'm saying? We had that camaraderie, and it was always a bonding session to a
Ah.
point where now you belong to me because we're connected. You don't bond with your clients, you'll never keep a clientele, bro. Never.
Mm.
Not this long.
Right.
Like I said, 47 years in the game, bro. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? I didn't get that shit from doing no damn appointments. I
Got
do appointments now because I'm not just a businessman, I'm a business man.
you.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
So now I need time management.
Right.
But I tell all the younger barbers, to hell with that appointment stuff, man. Get
Okay.
in there, be good, be good. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be opening up a barbershop because you think you're gonna get rich. You ain't gonna get rich in no barbershop. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Whatever money you make, you get to keep, and the barbershop gonna take care of itself. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Right.
Period. So, I mean, don't get me wrong. You got people who making good money in barbershops. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Got good business ethics and all that stuff. But the average person, average barbershop, they and another piece of advice: if you don't cut hair, don't open no barbershop.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Put that money somewhere else.
True. True.
Period.
I like
You
that.
know. But that, like I said, that's one of the biggest mistakes. Everybody want to feel important. Oh yeah, I got appointment. I got this appointment, that appointment. The hell with that appointment shit, be for real,
Right.
for real. That appointment shit is gonna tear your business up, man. I'm telling
Mm.
you, it's gonna tear your business up. You know, because you got people who want appointments. Yeah, you got those people, and you're gonna deal with those people. But people gotta understand, you can't cut everybody. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if you got, if you take cash, and you don't do no appointments, cash people gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
Random people gonna come.
Mm-hmm.
You if you're gonna cut appointments, if you're gonna do appointments, people are gonna come with appointments. And if you take credit cards, you're gonna get a credit card clientele. People
Right.
who don't walk around with money in their pocket. You understand what I'm saying? And they have to know the difference. They have to know who they want to cater to. You can cater to
Right.
all of them. You can cater to all of them. But first and foremost, be great. Don't be okay. Don't be mediocre. Be great. Be great to a point where if a client don't like you, can't stand your guts, he know he can't get a better haircut nowhere else.
Mhm. Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just
Got
be great, man. Just be great. You
okay.
know, I used to be ashamed to tell people I was a barber, man, because I had a girlfriend down in North Carolina. You
Mhm.
know, she was fine as frog hair, man. She was fine as hell.
Mhm.
And I was digging on her, man, big time. You know, one day I was looking for her, couldn't find her nowhere. You know, and one day, I mean that same day, late on that evening, I went over to my cousin's house and I seen her coming out of her friend's house next door to my cousin. So I started walking her to a crib, you know, and
Mhm.
I had my little bag with me, my clippers and shit, you know, and she walking like she didn't really want to walk with me, you know. So I asked her, I said,
Mm.
"What's up? You good?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm good." You know, we was talking for a little bit, and she said, nastily, you know, she said, "You plan on being a barber all your life?" I was like, you know,
Wow.
I'm young, I'm happy, I'm doing what I do. And I just said to her, wow, you know, I never thought about that. I just like doing this shit, you know. I
Right.
never thought about whether it's gonna be my career or whatever, you know. I didn't know what my career was gonna be,
Right.
you know. But I think I needed that because that's when I really figured out I really enjoy doing this and I can make money with it. Wasn't making no money then, but um I moved to New York because they blocked me from cutting hair in the barbershop out there because I was only 14 years old. And they told me
Mm.
I couldn't, you know, couldn't set foot in the barbershop anymore. I said, I can't even come and get a cut. So you cannot step foot in the barbershop,
What?
period. whether trying to get a cut or whatever. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So they banned me from barbershops and shit. So my aunt, she told me, she said, come back to New York, man. Shit, ain't nobody got time for that. Come back to New York, stay with me. I'll put you through barber school. So she put me through barber school, paid my way, everything, man. You know what I'm saying? I got my first job and man, I was got better and better and better and was making good money. She
Mhm.
didn't want a dime from me. She told me pay it forward. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I put quite a few people through barber school. Some of them are still barbers, some of them are not. But I paid it forward. And the thing, getting back to the young lady, I went back to visit, after doing my thing. I went down there with a brand new Cadillac, man, dripping in jewels. And we used to go to the skating rink every Sunday.
Uh-huh.
So I was down there, it's like, yo, we going to the skating rink. Oh, okay, cool. Let me go. Cause I ain't been down there in a while. Used to have a
Mhm.
great time at the skating rink. And I saw her there and I was blown away. I was like, wow, at the time I was married, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she we kicked it at the skating rink and everything. And
Mhm.
she's like, so what do? You a drug dealer or something? I said, nah, I'm a barber. You know what I'm saying? I was so
Wow.
happy to say that, bro. And then
The look on her face was priceless, right?
not yet, not yet. She said, all right, well, what if you ain't doing nothing tomorrow, come get me, let's go to lunch. I said, she said, pick me up from work so we can go get something to eat. I said, all right, cool, that sounds good. I said, where you work at? She said, Kmart at the mall. So you
Oh,
know what I said, right?
what?
You gonna be working at Kmart the rest of your life? She said,
Oh,
she said, and it was petty as hell. It was petty as hell. But
right.
she said, she put a hand on her. She said, "Oh, I heard those words before."
Oh
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And like I said, it was petty as hell, man. But it felt good at the time,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And but I never did go pick her up. Like I said, I was married and everything, so I
Right.
that was the last time I've ever seen her.
Right. Right.
But now I'm proud to tell people I'm a barber because I've accomplished a lot.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? My compliments is accomplishments are amazing. Somebody wrote it down for me one time and I read it and I didn't even believe they were talking about me. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man. Tell me about some of your accomplishments that you're most proud of.
Well, cutting for a cure for one. You know,
Okay.
we as you know, we have screening mobiles come outside the barbershop and we test people for various diseases. When I first got started, they wanted me to just pick one disease and just go with that and so forth and so on, the Cancer Society or whoever, or the diabetes, people or the heart people. So I said, nah, man, we're being plagued by all these diseases, not just one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I had a cancer screening truck out there, breast cancer, colon cancer, prostate cancer. We had diabetes, checking for diabetes, for hypertension. Dude, we had everything out there, man. And
Mm.
no one wanted to fund me. So of course, me being Denny Moe, being defiant,
Mhm.
I paid for it myself. You know what I'm saying? Thousands
Okay.
of dollars out of my pocket. Then they hit me with yo, if you become a nonprofit, you can get money and so forth and so on. First of all, I don't I don't deal with a lot of people. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? I'm like an outsider, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I don't know how to go out and get this money. You know what I'm saying? I did my research and all that stuff, but to
Right.
no avail. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I became a nonprofit,
O-
cutting for a cure.
Okay.
And every time I reached out to somebody was, oh yeah, we've allotted our monies, our donations for the year, and you know,
Mhm.
if you would have called up to us earlier, we could have done something, but right now, you know, and then the Cancer Society, um, I was supposed to do something with them,
Mhm.
and they was trying to control it and put too many stipulations and stuff like that. So I told them, I
Mm.
can't do all that y'all talking about, man.
Right.
I'll do it on my own. If I can't do it with you, I'll do it without you, no problem.
Right. Right.
And wanted to use their logo because at the time I wanted to get donations in and donate it to the Cancer Society.
Right.
But they they pulled out, and I wasn't gonna just, donate money to them
Mm-hmm.
because they had, black men are plagued by colon cancer, I mean prostate cancer a lot.
Right. Right.
And they had closed their prostate cancer ward, you
What?
know. Yeah, and I said, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. What
Mm.
I'm doing is for my hood. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If there's white folk in the hood, so be it. They're in my hood, so they down too. But
Right.
I'm doing this for the underserved community.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I only did it every 2 years because it took so long to recuperate, man. That cost me close to $50,000, man, putting that thing together.
Oh,
You know what I'm
wow.
saying? Yeah, and I came out of my pocket every single time. That's why I haven't done it in a long time because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard times now after the COVID. COVID. We fell on hard times. I had 14 barbers before COVID, and when COVID ended, I only had four.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
Oh,
you
shoot.
know, and it was hard, and it's still hard because I don't have my shop is built for 14 barbers.
Okay.
And I need 14 barbers. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It's a struggle. And the only thing that's keeping me afloat, honestly, is my photography. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? My photography is pretty much going through the roof. I'm loving it. I'm having a good time with it. I got
Okay.
great clients. You know what I'm saying? They say, oh, you need one good client, right? I
Right.
got great clients. You know what I'm saying? And they take care of me, man. And I'm able
Okay.
to keep my barbershop running. I got my studio downstairs in the barbershop. You know, hey, I'm gonna reinvent myself no matter what, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So, you know, you have a hobby that's incredible with the photography. How did you get started with that?
My then girlfriend at the time, I told her we was at a golf tournament. I told her my next investment is going to be a nice camera. So she bought me a camera for my 50th birthday.
Okay.
And I learned it and I was really fascinated by it, all that I can create,
You
because any camera can take a great picture.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But
How
I
did you
want to
learn it?
see
You studied books and videos or you just did it yourself?
YouTube University.
Ah,
If YouTube
okay.
was if YouTube was around when I was a kid, I'd be a rocket scientist right now, bro.
Right.
That's a fact. That's a
Right.
fact. You know what I'm
And
saying? YouTube University had no formal training, no nothing, man. I do all my editing. Everybody can go to my website, my Instagram, Denny Moe's Media House, and see my work, man. I do my own shooting, my own editing, the whole nine. You know, video and stills. You know what I mean? And
wow.
it's no longer a hobby. I had to turn the passion into a paycheck, man. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? It was a hobby in the beginning, but that's an expensive ass hobby, bro. You know?
Right. Right. Okay. Well, tell me, what role do barbershops play in the black community?
Oh man. When I started my shop, I said to myself, I don't know what these other barbershops are doing, but I know what they ain't doing. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And like I said before, I've done so much in the community till they gave me a Denny Moe Day in Harlem. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shoot.
July 15th is Denny
Damn.
Moe Day, you know? So
Oh, man.
I think you just have to be connected, bro. You know what I'm saying? To the politicians, to the city councils and the mayor, governor. Right now I'm doing the campaign, not a campaign, but for um I'm getting signatures for our DA. You know what I'm saying? Get them back on the ballot. You know.
Okay.
So I involve myself in a lot of that stuff, man. So whenever I need something, they're there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna just sit and be in the cut and then jump up and down, say, "Hey, I need this. Hey, I need this," and somebody come to your rescue. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's just like you just have to be involved, man. Chamber of Commerce, all that type of stuff. Just be
Okay.
involved. And I tell anybody who opens up a business, man, you become a community leader when you open up that business, whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Sometimes we don't choose things choose us, you know, and you have to assume the role. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
go to meetings at the police precinct,
Okay.
community meetings. I go to community meetings at the council, city council. I know my
Okay.
city council people. I'm the type of person I want to touch who's here on the ground. I can't
Right.
get to the president, but I can get my city council to get to the governor, the mayor, to get to the governor, to get to. I know them all. You know what I'm saying? I know them all. I got all their numbers in my pocket. You
Wow.
understand what I'm saying? So, I just, I just feel you need to be connected. You don't want to be. You need to be connected.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and I'll tell you one of the examples. We was doing the cutting for a cure. For
Mm-hmm.
some reason, I don't know what the city was going through or what they was doing, but I had a permit to close down a street, two streets, and I had a permit to close down the next day. So they called me up with some sham stuff, right? They called me up and say, hey, you have to you don't have to get two permits to close down the streets. All you gotta do is get one. But you're gonna have to write a email saying, I don't want the other permit for that street. And we'll put both on one permit. So I said,
Mm.
I've never done it like that, but if that's what you say, I'll do it. I
Mm-hmm.
did that. They called me up on the day of and told
Mm.
me, um, you need to send this and you need to send that because you can't have two streets and so forth and so on at the same time and blah blah blah. And I said, whoa, 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 what are you talking about? I said, what about Harlem Week? They got four streets, three or four street blocks.
Right.
Well, their grandfather then, blah blah blah. I said, well, I've been doing this for over 10 years. So what
Right.
does it take to be a grandfather? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
she said, well, it's not like that. Da, da, da. You need to send this. You need to send that. I said, listen, I sent everything you told me to send, right? And she
Mm-hmm.
said, um, no, I asked, I said, well, tell me what you don't have and I'll send it right now. I don't have it in front of me. So that's when I knew it was a hoax because how do you know you don't have it if you don't have it in front of you?
Right. Right.
You see what
Man,
I'm saying?
that's
So
crazy.
that let me know they was pulling my leg the whole time, and it really was discouraging because here I am trying to do something for my community, my neighborhood, and
Right.
they trying to push me back. And this is where
Right.
the communication come, not the communication, but the relationships come in at.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the they have a thing out here called National Night Out when the police and the community come together
Mm-hmm.
to have a block party and everybody can mix and mingle with the police. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So those cats, I go over there and I will me two chairs out there, and me and another barber will go out there and cut hair for free outside in front of the precinct, right?
Mm.
So
Okay.
we're community partners. So
Right.
you know what they said to me?
What?
They said, Denny Moe, you know we can close any street we want, right? I said, I didn't know that. And he said, well, put your stage up, man. We're gonna close the street off for you. Put your stage up.
Mm.
They
Okay.
closed the street off for me. I put my stage up. Everything went straight, went swell. Then I got a call from the mayor's office again talking about, I'm so sorry what happened, blah, blah, blah. We just next time, here's my number. You call me for now on, and
Mm.
anything you need, just let me know. And my people ripped into their asses, man. You know what I'm saying? Because they
Mm.
know I'm a community guy. They know that I'm down with them for whatever.
Right.
Everything they ask me to do, I'm there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I pull my chair out and we cut for free all day on the street. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? For everybody in the community, right? No discrimination, no nothing. So they love me. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
they make things happen for me. And you once you foster these relationships, man, they're unbreakable, bro. Can't nobody do nothing to you, bro.
Wow. You actually
So
inspired me, man, because I'm gonna get to know my city councilman.
yeah, man.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. They call
Well,
me all the time. Alvin Bragg called me and said, "Yo, I need you, Demo." I said, "All right, what you need?" He said, "I need signatures." He gave me a bunch of papers. I got all the papers filled out, every last one of them. You know
wow.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Thousand, I mean, hundreds of signatures.
man.
You know,
That's
so
yeah, those
you know,
relationships.
yeah,
That,
they're everything, man. They're everything. You
okay.
know.
Well, tell anybody in Harlem or New York, period, or where can they find Denny Moe's Superstar Barbershop?
All right, all right, all right, all right. Denny Moe Superstar Barbershop. I'm Denny Moe. For y'all who might have just came on,
Mm-hmm.
owner and operator of Denny Moe Superstar Barbershop, located at 2496 Frederick Douglass Boulevard. That's 2496 Frederick Douglass Boulevard, Harlem, USA.
And can they get a cut with you, or are you too booked up?
They can get a cut with me because, like I said before, I do appointments. So all you gotta do is go to www.dennymo.com, book your appointment online. All you gotta do is show up, and
Okay.
you get in Denny Mo's chair. If there's availability, you choose it. It's all yours. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's great, man. Hey, man, I really appreciate you, man. I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything you have done for the barber
I
industry, bro.
appreciate you having me, man.
No problem, man. And we definitely got to chop it up off camera. But thanks again, bro. I love you and take care, brother.
Love you back, brother. Take it
All
easy.
right.
All right, one.